My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to a primary and allied clan, rather, both random run. We've got Seraph the Chase, who's going to clear us of buffs and debuffs. We've also got Mortal Entrapment for dealing 25 damage and days 2 to an already damaged unit. 2 Moldeds in the base deck. That's kind of wild. As well as 2 Welder Helpers. What if we went for like a... Rage as an additional damage per stack. It's pretty impactful. What if we went for a kind of reform imps run? Keep sacking them and reforming them. Let's see what we can do about that. Normal enemies gain 4 damage. We have a lot of torches in the deck for the ability to take out those disciple foot soldiers. We should be okay. Let's go. Rectiflicker Train Steward here and then Train Steward Dreg on the top line, because it means at the end of the next round, if nothing dies, and that's if I draw a torch. There we go. If at the end of rounds nothing has died, then the Dreg will die before the Rectiflicker has its turn. Also just kill that Train Steward, actually. Which means I'll get something back. That bigger Train Steward doesn't seem that good. Really wish I had the ability to Mortal Entrap the backline there. Also wish I had some more torches. The least damage I can afford to take, I think. It's still 18, but sometimes you spend 18 on these. Let's definitely reform the best Dreg that we have there. Nice. With two, what are they called again? Moldover? 2 Moldeds in the deck. We've got a good start, definitely. Do we take another Molded? Okay. Okay. Big Sludge. Rage is extra damage per stack, sure. Okay. I think I like this. So what does Big Sludge want? Big Sludge wants multi-strike. Big Sludge wants... Can't get spikes. It might only really want multi-strike here. Over here, we would cost reduce Moldeds. We'd remove Consume from Infinite Box. We'd give Permafrost to... Mortal Entrapment, although we wouldn't do it happily. We'd cost reduce Mortal Entrapment. We would do that happily, though. There's just more that we can do over in the Merchant of Magic. Interestingly, double stack isn't actually great here. It's 2 extra days. It's just real hard to get value out of that. Friendly Burnouts unit gains Rage 2. This is, we have all the Rage synergy cards that you can really have in Remnant. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run 3 floors, I guess. And you know what? Fine. Let's make that Mortal Entrapment a little more interesting. If I'm running 3 floors, then it's easier to do. Normal enemy units enter with spikes 3. That's kind of okay, isn't it? Because I want my units to die against them consistently. It's just I need to make sure the Rectiflicker also doesn't take any damage while all this is happening. Cool. Hey, got another Welder Helper there. Okay, now let's go Water Helper on this line, and drag, and drag. Heck of a lot of damage we managed to get out of that. So what, we've taken 3 damage to all of this so far. And that looks like it's all it's going to be. Should I put those dregs on this? Yeah, I should probably put those dregs on this line. Let's get a train suit in front of you. Molded or Imp in a Box next turn would both be really nice. And honestly, I don't think I need to play a Train Steward to win on that top floor yet. Yeah, I don't. Thump. Dripfall, Entombed Explosive is something to possibly reform a bunch of times. Molting and Welder Helper. Molting is also good for that. I guess I go Capacity after the first boss. Go for the artifact here. Spells gain an extra upgrade slot or +3 to magic power. The magic power is small. Spells gain an extra upgrade slot could be important for the Mortal Entrapment. Cost reducing it again would feel pretty good. Draw X, enhance the cards drawn this way with -2 to their cost. That's good. That's pretty good. After we have 2 energy, we just cast it, I guess. So I hope I don't get it on the first turn with the big sludge. Big slime. Big dude. Rage man. Rage water. Mad water. Angry water, I think is what its name was. Can't kill the Parafin Enforcer with that. But I also don't want it dead. Hey! Mortal Entrapment's now 0 cost. Nice! We can't do anything with it. It literally can't target anyone. Yeah, super not in love with this midline with the Rectiflicker being protected there. Really don't like it. I mean, that has burnout now, so it's just more rage for the top line, and then throw these dregs away. Just some more reform units. Imp in a Box finds Fledgling. I've been looking for Fledgling. have to kill the backline imp there myself. If the game isn't going to do it for me. Top line's already cleared. I guess, like, Entombed Explosive? Yeah, I guess. Entombed Explosive. If I could torch it myself and get the kill, I would. I can't, so I won't. Make another Welder Helper Burnout 1, so they can just pop it on the top in order to give another Rage trigger there, and also some more armor. Two more Welder Helpers for exactly the same reason. Might as well throw one on the bottom line as well. Not that it'll have much of an impact. Okay. So let's daze you for 4 turns. If you can daze a boss for 4 turns, I mean, that's pretty impactful. Really wish I had the capacity to play those. Yep, we're definitely going capacity after this. Hey, buddy. Daedalus has been ending a lot of my runs recently. I'm just glad to have something that actually scaled to the point that... Oh. I hate that I'm turning down that Dark deal, but... Bounty Stalker. Just gonna reform it constantly. It's gonna get pretty wild. Do I care about duping anything right now? Not really. We've got a lot of minion upgrades we still need though. Large stone. Parafin definitely takes health there. We'll re-roll. Spawn in with Rage 7, I guess. That is 21 damage. You can spawn in with Rage. Heck, I'm even going to give you the health because you're a frontliner for your floor. How many imps do I have in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 imps? I can't play a Consumer of Crowns as well, can I? Where do I put all the imps, though? No, I can't have all of those imps up at the same time. I'm purposefully killing them. What I really wanted was Endless on the Bounty Stalker or Multi-Strike on the Bounty Stalker here. Non-boss enemies gain Multi-Strike. So I need to set up real low. Can I do that? Can I set up low enough? I think I can. So we need to figure out what our floors are going to be. I think Big Sludge should be part of this. I think you should definitely be on the bottom floor. I think we could put the Rector Flicker behind you. And then a Welder Helper as well, just for some HP. Or do I set up a Train Steward on the top floor, possibly, even? No, I need a Welder Helper, and I need it to be able to die soon. Parafin goes here, as well as nothing to mold, unfortunately, right now. Really wish I could cast this at anything. Now here's the super annoying part. I need someone to kill that bounty stalker, and because I had to set up on the bottom floor specifically for these light harnesses, it's gonna be hard to get someone to kill it. Throw another dreg on that line for the easy kill, and then just another on the top, I guess. I'm sorry, but someone needs to start killing the bounty stalker. It never triggers. You're gonna have an awful time here. Also, we have nothing that we can reform ourselves personally right now. Great. Wish I had target dazed. Sure. Second drag on that line, I guess. Mortal Entrapment came up at possibly the worst time. Great. Bounty Stalker lived through the entire fight because of these enemies, but at least we got an artifact. Unbroken Horn, conserve energy between turns. Could matter? Really depends on what imps we manage to get. Intent on Death. I'll take Imp in a box. Okay. I want the artifact. Now that we have imps, I want the artifact. Guess the enemies are going to gain -1 then. It's pretty powerful, specifically because it targets bosses as well. Okay, Holdover is great here. Put Holdover on Intent on Death, and now we can put the Bounty Stalker wherever we want and just upgrade it every single turn. So, feeling a lot better about that Bounty Stalker now. Let's again downgrade the cost of Entrapment. Holdover on Molded would be nice, but I honestly think it's Intent on Death there. Lower the cost on a Mortal Entrapment. Increase the damage on a Torch. Reroll. Increase the damage on a different torch and give it also consume, and then lower the cost of Moldover. Molded, rather, sorry. Alright. That was a very good area for us. Enemies enter with Spell Shield. How much do I care about that? Not much at all. Not many of our hands are focused around Spell Shields. Spells, rather. Being cast at the enemy in particular. See what we got in the input box. Not great, but it's a kill at least. Entombed's Explosive's doing real well. Took more than my fair bit of damage to that. Hold over that again. Let's go for a burning there. Attack here too. Playing the dregs on the top line just to sacrifice them, really. I'm going to play the Awoken Rail Spike instead here as well. So this should still daze for 4, but it just doesn't deal damage. We've got too many reforms. Like, our deck is just reforming too quickly. Kill that, dealing damage to the front enemy. Wait, hang on. Did that not deal any damage to the clip defender when it blew up? Oh, it must have. It must have. It previously had 50. It had to have. Otherwise, that would be real weird. Okay, another Intent on Death. The Intent on Death is really good on this top line. Our midline really isn't like the kind of like burnout cycling floor I really thought it was going to be. It's okay though. What a lovely hat this guy has. Anything I can do to help that top floor? Not really. Not really. We're just going to take an extra hit to that. Now, unfortunately, this enemy has sweep. I have to give armor to the bounty in order to actually do any damage here. That's okay. You could still end up dealing a decent amount of damage. Especially if the enemy... He's dazed. That actually worked out really well there. Mortal Entrapment's a lot better against bosses than I thought. Oh my god, yes. Just give me the Intent on Death, please, constantly. Take another Impeter box. We need more space, capacity, rather. Okay. Specifically here, I'm looking for, oh my god, multi-strike on you. I could reform you every turn as well. Wait, hang on. Do I want to reform you every turn also? Because if I do, then I give you Wickstone, right? Every turn you die, I bring you back either with the Rector Flicker or with a Molded, and then I throw an Intent on Death on you. So you grow twice every single turn. The only problem is that makes it much worse when fighting bosses. Although currently it's also pretty bad when fighting bosses, right? Because it's not defended. We'll do it. Okay, let's also give the Parafin Enforcer just a little bit more health. Alright, Concealed Caverns, what do you got? Steel, Pulley Claw, or the doors? Honestly, I'll probably take the doors. That could be important. Units are getting past us. At least important for that. Train stewards are some of the... They are very hungry in terms of the capacity space that the capacity on the field, rather. And also... Oh, well, that's going to cost you a hand in deck. That means I need to set up low. Okay, it's fine. But in addition to that... They come back with Burnout 1, so they die the turn after they come back. Oh, multi it! Thank you! So good! Alright, so Bounty Stalker kills everything, dies. Get the Bounty Stalker back. And that's gonna happen basically every turn. Although it came back with Burnout 2, so now it has to die. It takes 2 turns to die. I'm gonna have to get the ultimate penance out of the deck. You know what? I'm working Rouse back for 1. Had to be that, eh? Alright. I mean, if that floor's already conquered, let's just focus on preventing more. I'll just throw out excess dregs on that midline. Nice. I don't need to throw that torch. Hello, Bounty Stalker. Good to see you again. I'll pop you down there and give you Intent on Death, Intent on Death. Nice. Again, I'm going to hold the extra energy here. If I don't need it on that turn and it's not really going to benefit me at all, might as well. Really like if I could have played the Melting Imp there. Honestly, the Bounty Stalker by itself should be enough for us. It's just hopefully we get the Bounty Stalker up at the right time. Yeah, we're not even leaving units in the discard pile for the molded, despite playing so many imps. Although obviously we've got like an imp floor up here that isn't dying, and usually because this is a scourge floor, we had to put the big sludge and the rector flicker down here. But usually we'd probably want the bounty stalker floor to be the bottom floor, and then the pyre chompers and the excess imps to be the mid floor, and then the final floor to be the big sludge and rector flicker. Although big sludge is also a harvest trigger. Maybe big sludge goes with the bounty stalker, and the paraffin enforcer goes on a floor by itself, and the rector flicker goes on a floor by itself, and the rector flicker goes with all of the imps, and then the paraffin just goes with all of the dregs. Okay, I like that a lot better. Yeah, that's good, because then the harvest triggers actually get used. Let's bring back the bounty, whose burnout is now ridiculously high. Like, in comparison to the lifespan of a boss, it's high enough to, like, guarantee that I'm gonna get it. Yeah, it's capacity again. It's been a while since I've done a double capacity gem run. Transcend him. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Come on, and Ashes of the Sun. Start of battle, summon 4 random units from your floor onto the middle floor. No. Exploding candle. Fine. It's not great. It's fine. When you summon the second unit during a turn, gain 3 energy. Is good. So is Resin Block, actually, with the amount of reforming that we're doing. This gives me the energy, and I just keep it forever. We only have energy on energy problems, rather, on our first couple of turns. Alright, I'm gonna take Resin Block. I have no way to regenerate your burnout rather than unless I use the molded in order to get you back. But then I'm relying on the molded draw at the right time, and I do not like that. Reform 3 random units. Reforming 3 random units is more... It will allow me an easier time to spam out imps and still get my stalker back constantly. At the start of battle, enemies appear on each floor. That should be fine. We just want early draws of the Molten Imps. No early Molten Imp there for us. It's 14. Well, the helper will die next turn if I put it on the top line. Go intent on death, and just gain 200 out of you. Midline's looking a lot worse for wear than I was hoping. Bounty Stalker there, and then a Dreg in the front line to guarantee the Dreg dies and burns out all the Wilt Wings first, and then the Gilded Wing gets targeted by the Bounty Stalker. Oh, God. I think we lost. Specifically, the Dark Wings is just too big. And even worse than that, we didn't get back the Rector Flicker was too high to get the Bounty Stalker back there. Yeah, as soon as I moved the Rector Flicker from behind the big sludge, this became a problem. The Rector Flicker being on the top floors would have been way better for us. Way better for us. It's like we can get those down, and then the Dark Wings is just going to kill our Pyre. Is there anything I can do? If we didn't have units being dazed on the top floor, we could. That, and that. We'd have the kill. Alas, that one's not going to work for us. So close to the Bounty Stalker dream. So, yes, the Rector Flicker wants to be set up low so that it can take advantage of units dying on top floors. I noted that literally at the very start of the entire run. The reason I stopped doing it is because I wanted to have lower floors sacrifice against the enemies, and that's where I want my harvest triggers, obviously, and that's where all of the enemies are going to be guaranteed to still be alive, so they will have a force to be able to cut through all of my minions. Then... Which would just put us effectively on a turn's delay, right? For our reforming. But because we had that turn's delay on our reforming that we weren't expecting or weren't necessarily thinking about at the time, taking the top 2 rows being full of Wilt Wings there actually ended up costing us way too much HP. It was 5 by 7, 35, and then 4 by 7 as well is 28, 35, 28. It was just, 63. It's a lot of damage to take. I thought it was going to be fine. I thought we weren't going to take too much damage to this challenge. And we wouldn't have had we drawn early Imps in a Box, giving us a possibility of the Melting Imp, Melting Imp? What's it called again? Molting Imp, rather. Or drawn the Molting Imp early. Although that was too hopeful to be, frankly, I think at that point. It was too hopeful. Because it's just one Molting Imp in a deck of, what? Cards? In a deck of cards? It's just one Molting Imp. Really? It doesn't give you just how many cards you had in the entire deck? Okay. I'm just going to eyeball that at about 30. 30 cards, drawing 5 a turn. First 2 turns, the most impactful to draw the Molting Imp for saving us HP there. Just wasn't going to happen. Just wasn't that likely. I think I got used to how many removals I usually would do. And here, I did almost no removals. And I also took a lot more cards than I usually would. So I was expecting, oh, we'll get the Molting Imp in time. But we, no. Not guaranteed. That could have gone really good against the boss at the end of the run. Against Seraph. Would have just been a case of getting a reasonable amount of burnout on the Bounty Stalker and then just stacking Intent on Death on it. We might have even been able to, using that, especially if the Bounty Stalker was on a higher floor, kill the Seraph before the Seraph even actually came out, like before the boss rush began. For the moment, though, My name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train. You know the pace. We lose the first run a day, and then we win the second. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you then.